the subject of divorce. Well, you cannot just divorce your spouse simply because you are not getting along very well with each other. God hates divorce and did not make it part of his original plan for mankind when he designed marriage as a holy union between one man and woman. Well, at least that's what we say in our society. For the Lord God of Israel says that he hates divorce, and that's in the book of Malachi, and chapter 2:16, you get it there. But the fact is, some couples have no choice but to seek for divorce. After all, options to salvage their marriages have failed. So this morning on my banner, we will, in our first part of a series on divorce talk, we will be talking to Reverend Dr. Samuel A. Kisiedu, and he is a professor of biology. Which of the universities are you?
I'm now at Third Water Community College.
Third Water.
I used to be in Hampton University.
Hampton University,
yeah.
Third World Water Community College. Well, and you have written an interesting book for which you've autographed for me this morning. It's entitled Marriages and Courtships That Break Down. This is my autographed copy. Okay, let me just... And you have Broken Egg there, Love. This is my copy, but we'll talk about the book, the latter part of our discussion. Now, why is it that in our society, especially in Africa, we seem to think that divorce is not a plausible option for many couples?
I say, why is it not a plausible, or it is? Which one?
We feel that divorce is not an option.
Yeah, it has never been an option.
Yes, I know.
Because that is how it was. It's very interesting that our parents, who didn't have the technology we have, and didn't have the knowledge we have, stayed in their marriages for so long, even when there was polygamy, because they understood the commitment involved. But I think commitment is a general problem for the modern generation. And because of press the button, get the answers, from microwave to everything, and then also disposable stuff, disposable syringe, disposable diapers, and disposable courtships, a throw-away society. You see, and this foreign infiltration is really having a toll upon us. Remember when I came for the Ghana Policy Fair, the year that the Honorable Atamelos died? It was in the April of that year. It was a whole Friday for the first time in our history. They dedicated a whole day for family as a policy. When I finished talking, Dr. Christine Nyoma, who was a special assistant to the president, stood there in the second session and made a very important statement. She said, listen carefully to what Dr. Kisiedu is saying. He's saying that the foreign culture is mixing up with the traditional or local culture and the technological modern culture into a bizarre mixture. And I remember her saying very well that parents, in particular, should begin to address this in their homes, because that's where it comes from. And it is because there is a big gap now between the young and the old. And the old see the young as running with technology, travels, the kind of jargons and language and all these new gadgets and things. And they just get excited about them or see them as, oh, yeah, well, yeah, they are far away from us. And there is no program trying to bridge the gap between the old and the young. And therefore, the young are running and without patience for anything.
You are a Reverend Minister,
yes.
Even though, of course, you're a university professor as far as we're concerned. So for you, divorce is not an option. But in reality, people may just not get along. And so in some instances, they do occur. Even in times past, until now, when now we are drawing the conclusions that there's an infiltration of foreign culture in our societies, etc.
Seriously.
And now perhaps even the values and all those that we tend to adopt as far as habits and attitudes of young people have changed over the last decade or so. Decades, but we've had divorce cases, even between more upright people, sometimes even no fault of theirs.
Ministers of the gospel even.
Okay, let's not even go to ministers, just ordinary people, so to speak. Why did we have it then, and why can't it happen now?
Not that it can't happen. God knows our weaknesses. That is why he mentioned that. You see, they asked me one time, what did Moses, well, I'd consider him the most powerful man after Jesus, allow certificate of divorce. And if you look at what he said in Mark chapter 10, he said, because of the hardness of heart. It's the hardness of heart of man which is the foundation for every rejection of humans. It's not just divorce. It's rejection of another human being as a partner. Okay. So if you have the fundamental problem or weakness of just disposing of people when you don't just like a few things they do without working hard for character change and endurance, then you will always be divorcing all kinds of people all over the place. So it's there, but he not that he gave room for it. He knew we would do. There is nothing wrong in this with every wrong we commit. So he gave a few conditions, but even then he said, if that is the case and you have to divorce, then don't marry again, except on the grounds of unfaithfulness. Now, if you translate the scriptures very carefully, it doesn't say one adultery, so get rid of your spouse. It's when it's repeated and unrepentant, and you realize that the marriage bond is so fractured, broken, and annihilated. I mean, it's totally wiped out. And especially if you are killing each other in things, and there is clear evidence of repeated, unrepentant adultery, then you may divorce. Still doesn't mean it's the best. But that is what has happened as a result of human weakness. The other one is willful desertion. Willful desertion is when your partner decides to abandon all the tenets and the rules and regulations and the beliefs of marriage.
And
says, go away, I don't want you anymore. There's nothing you can do if you don't want me. Then he frees you. But that is not what is happening. People divorce over simple things. Then the next anger and the next anger. And some of them, when they come and they want to divorce, they're just frustrated. And it is because of expectation. You see, we are sinners saved by grace. And you say man of God, woman of God. He's a woman or man before they're of God. They don't go in to put into marriage. They go in expecting. So expectations. And this is why they press the button, get it quick, I can't get. And the reason why the foreign one is dangerous is that there are people who marry on contract. These days, cohabitation is very common.
Well, we'll talk about whatever incidences and the forms in which marriages are taking place currently. But where you are based in the United States of America, we have a lot of divorce cases.
The U.S. is #1 divorce rate, 50%.
Good that the rating is high. But do you think that in some of those instances, could those breakdowns and those difficulties that those relationships experience could have been prevented? And do you find same scenarios here?
Similar ones. Similar ones. You see, human nature is the same everywhere. So the fundamental weaknesses and things are the same. But depending on your culture, culture is a set of values defining a person. But sometimes I define culture as what we were taught in the house. And because our family bonds were strong, and this nuclear family idea, we extended family is strong. And the outsiders, they envy it. They know, they admire it. I mean, in the past, when you are hungry, someone will carry some fufu on the head and bring it to your house.
Now won't happen.
Maybe in some villages it may happen a little bit.
Yes, but now it won't happen.
Yeah, economy, I know.
Not necessarily that, because
we still love each other. Our bonds are still stronger than outside. I mean, it's true. I mean, the way we love each other, someone will stand up and give you your seat. We still love each other so much. There's a strong connection, which has this other offshoots and problems in terms of my uncle is here, my brother is here, so put me there, that type of thing. But the point here is, where we become fragmented and we focus only on husband, wife, and children as #1, which is not wrong. No one should come between you and your spouse. But then, when you're married, in reality, you're bringing two families together. There are uncles and nephews and nieces and in-laws, you see. And right from scripture.
That's in our society.
From scripture, in our society, yes, in our society. Yeah, in our society. But we copy the outside one, where people travel and come, and when they go outside, independence of a kind. Even independence, I don't define, not interdependence. Your breakfast may be international. The cutlery from Sheffield in England, the wheat is somewhere from the US or something, or the bread is from here, the plate is from here. As we sit here, things are international. This pen is from the US. This book was published in Ghana. It's written in the US. This chair may be somewhere. We are interdependent. And as humans are the only ones that grow and flourish very well from fellowship. That is why marriage was created as a result of fellowship on one ship.
Okay.
Now we are breaking apart.
And talking about the breakup, for example, we're told now we're having perhaps a growing middle class or an emerging middle class. We're not having middle class, yes. We're having an perceived emerging middle class.
Yes.
Now, in your book, and this is the book, those of you watching us, Marriages and Courtships That Break Down, and it's a book, he says major causes and solutions, books by him. Dr. Samuel Kisiedu has written the book. On page 99, it says financial problems and property distribution.
Right.
Now, money, and put in quotes, availability and source, forms a vital core of any plan and prosperity in courtship and marriage.
Right.
Now, I'm bringing the subject of finance currently because from these days, from the time when you grow up, you're growing up, the whole mindset is that you want to be successful.
Right.
Being successful, one of the top priorities is that you want to be financially successful. Then
right.
you want to be successful perhaps in your relationships or in your marriages, in your relationship with other people, successful in your business career or in your profession,
right.
etc. Now, in going forward on that very aspect, when does it become a crucial issue when, as partners, you don't meet the financial aspirations of each other? Not that you don't provide for your partners financially, but perhaps the partner's own perspective about how financially resourceful each other should be could lead to certain breakups or disagreements.
Yeah, I like what you said, the person's perception, the person's interpretation. If the foundations are
because
weak,
it's all about interpretation,
yes,
when we enter a relationship.
That is what the whole thing is. The foundation, you see, the first reason I gave is the foundation. If you go into a relationship not having been trained by your parents and elders to go in there to put in to help someone to be better, and we all have that mentality, then you go in there only expecting. Marriage, there's no love in marriage, and there's no success in marriage. There's no love in this program of success. It's your attitude which determines your altitude. How high we go as Ghanaians, how high we go as Joy TV and GBC and Peace FM and Flagstaff House and Buckingham Palace or White House or any business depends on your mind. That's what we're giving the mind of Christ in 1 Corinthians 2:16. The mindset with which you graduate from the university with your degree, not realizing you have been trained as a professional, the mindset with which you travel, and the people who are looking at me now outside, will determine your success. And success is more than just material and financial and things. You will leave all these things behind. So the values you carry to eternity are more important, and your relationship with people. If you want to look at them, then Jesus was a failure. No bank account. He couldn't even pay his taxes, had to get money from the mouth of a fish. What school? He didn't travel more than 20 miles radius. But he's the Lord of Lords and King of Kings. He wanted to demonstrate to us that these things he blesses us with, they're important. But that is not number one. You see, seek first his kingdom and the righteousness. Do the right thing at the right time for the right reason. The right thing, right time, right reason. Marry right, start right. And the problem we have is that we don't train children as if they're going to live with somebody one day. We train them for themselves, for ourselves. So the child grows, looks good and everything, doesn't know how to relate to people. Bonding is poor. Parenting is poor. And as I said, to me, culture is what you are taught in your home. You can have a Chinese here in this city, quarantined and taught Chinese language, Chinese food, and not speaking any Ghanaian language or eating any Ghanaian food. So the home is so important. So people go there and they have been given the impression from their homes. Instead of daddy making time, buy computer games and other things. Housemaid is cooking. Some mothers are running around and his grandma and the sister and her cooking. So a wrong impression is given to children when they grow. And all he's doing is chasing and going to Dubai, and he's going to bring jewelry for sale, going to China bringing shirts, and going to Italy to bring shoes, going to the US and coming in. So the child grows up with the impression that success is big car, nice car. So even if you appoint him to a position, he's not thinking of relating and blessing the people in the nation and society. He's thinking of getting and feeling big with the position. It's from the home, a mentality. Okay, some actually spoil themselves by intentionally deciding to do what is wrong. And this is where the problem is. It starts in the home. Success is more than, there are two words I use for success: acceptance and contentment. If you look at some of my books, you see, the reason I accept, I accept this chair, the reason I'm content, I have not complained one bit. I don't even think there's going to be trouble with this. I have accepted it, so I'm content. When you say my business has prospered, even this program has prospered, you accept its impact. You accept whatever it's doing, so you are content. It is more than just material. You accept the totality of it. And if you know that God is ultimate and he looks down on our hearts, and that success is not just the material, then you'll be looking at the values and changes and things in people's lives instead of the results. You see, we want the fruits of war, without fighting for the world. So commitment becomes a problem. Commitment has three components. Commitment to God, who gave Ghana, who gave humans, who gave marriage, who gave sex, who gave everything. And then to the institution. There are certain rules, if you break them here, they'll fire you. You don't have to, you can't do them. Certain things, I say them here, you. And then commitment to the person. If you jump to get committed to a person in marriage, where two characters are mixing together, where sex is where everything mixes, without the God of marriage, and therefore what a married person must do, whether you're Hindu, Buddhist, Christian, doesn't come in. Like have a baby, care for the baby. So be committed to God of Ghana, of institution of marriage and courtship. Then be committed to what a courting person is supposed to do. Then to the person. This is what we are not taught. That's what we don't do.
Mm-hmm. But can we have clash of cultures?
Yes, definitely.
And can that also lead to...
I have what I call about 18 or 20 things to look for your final choice. There are about 17 things. I'm doing a program at the Rich Church now. But this evening I will complete. Yesterday I gave 17 things a man must look for in a woman.
Okay.
The first one is humble, cooperative, understanding. If it's not cooperative, humble and understanding, you can't marry her. It's like a woman.
Are they all values of the culture?
Yes. Yes. I mean, no matter your culture, humility, understanding, and cooperation is worked out. It's general. And then today I'm going to give about 34 things to look for in a man. Because yours is more. And after all these, there are things to look for your final choice. And culture is one of them. There was a case in New York where a woman walked to me after church and said, talk to my husband. Husband is a Fanti. I'm from Northern Ghana. When I eat dawa, he laughs at me in the house. But the man sees it as a joke. The woman doesn't see it that way. He said, if you know you're a Fanti, you can't marry a Northerner, why did you marry me? So I called the man and said, look, you're in a nice church, but you see, you are behaving like maybe some concert and you are joking over there. But the woman sees an attack on her tribe. The last time I was there, I asked her, the divorce has taken place. And I asked the presiding elder, where is the woman? I said, they don't know where she is in the U.S. Because she feels attacked personally in her culture. And I blame the counselor, because the counselor should have seen that the Fanti marrying a Northerner, tell them the cultural differences. And they don't go into details, so counseling is poor. And that is why divorce is
I'm not even okay. So, but the culture can you also go beyond the subject of just language and ethnicity or regionalism or even color?
Yeah,
or
people
race.
have what they prefer to eat, what they prefer to put on. There's a man I know who never eats any soup or stew if it's the next day. So the woman every day fresh fufu, fresh soup, and she complains. But you should have examined this before finding there's a cultural problem so far as he is concerned. He has created a culture for himself so far as food is concerned. That anything left overnight, I don't eat it.
Well, very soon we'll be opening the phone lines though. But if there are differences, and these differences you're saying, all the things and the clues you need to look out for, if you get them wrong, they could lead to divorce, right?
Yes. See,
but that is not wrong. I got them wrong. It's as if I got my preparations for my examinations wrong, so definitely I'll fail. So what's the difficulty
My main concern is this. Marriage is not prepared food. You go to cook your own food, which is fundamental, people don't understand. You go in there to put in, the ingredients are given to you. Know that the meat, someone stole to get a cow. Someone told to get the tomatoes. Someone told to get the onions. You prepare your own food. You don't go there expecting. Find the ingredients, find out who the person is. Vision is the central driving force. The man must have a vision why you want the woman to come and help. It's true, women have leadership qualities too. But the man is not a boss. You're a leader in terms of responsibility. You have the head to think, the nose to smell trouble, the ears to hear, and the woman is the neck holding the head. So if your neck is stiff and the woman is not cooperating, then the head is in trouble. You know why I'm trying to, there's some sweat coming. You know who is doing that? The heart. The woman is the heart of the home. So if you don't feed her and nourish her with nice words, for example, which is the beginning of the whole thing, because I love you, I want to live with you, I want to share. Communication is the blood and the life of all relationships. Whatever was communicated by words and by actions, convince you we can join our lives together. And you must maintain that communication through all the way to the end. But whatever is expectation, you must mesh together. Marriage is negotiation. If you don't learn to negotiate, you can never marry. You come to common ground, give up something, you give up something, and then both of us benefit. And this is what people are not doing. So whether it is the culture, whether it's
almost a win-win situation.
Yes.
Okay.
You see, and this is what people don't understand.
We have the lines now opened. 0302211691 or 2. Again, 0302211691 or 2. and we'll display them on the screens very soon. Please do call us, and if you have any questions you want to pose to Reverend Dr. Samuel Kisiedu, I'm sure he will be very grateful to answer some of those questions and pertinent issues you would want to be dealt with. Now, as far as this very book, what was the rationale?
Yeah, I realized that it is a big problem. Always I read the books looking at the trend. And I realized that if something is not done about this rate of breaking of courtships, and the guys are proposing to the girls and breaking their hearts as if women are men with breasts. They are not. The total makeup is completely different. Something has been. There are guys who propose to 3 women. There have been cases where
they propose to 3, just waiting that one. They want to make a choice.
Yeah, but
there's nothing wrong with that.
There was a case in the U.S. where this boy proposed to 3, to 2 girls in the church. Went to pastor to say, I'm going to marry one. Then another girl also hinted pastor that someone wants to marry, and pastor found the 2 girls. That boy has, it's not just proposal, but telling them I'll marry you. And he got to pastor, and pastor said, how can you do this?
All right, we have Aziz from Wa. Aziz, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
You are married?
I want to contribute to your program.
Please do.
Yeah. The topic is about divorce. And I'm wondering what this topic. I'm looking at the way how it is started this topic. It's a very interesting topic, and all this is just about the way our society. We have just looked at this. We are forgetting about our tradition, and we are trying to look at let me say the Western world. That is just the main problem why we are facing this kind of divorce. Because in the olden days, when a man marries a woman, they will marry for the whole family. But these days, when you marry, you look as if the marriage is always meant for the what. We look at the nuclear family rather than looking at the extended family system. So when there is a problem, it's always very difficult for people to come and assist in the marriage. Even when you look at even factors that we normally consider even marriage during the period when you are going for marriage, you look at the person's family background, the person's family background, and pardon me.
Okay, yeah, we just want you to keep your contributions very short. If you have questions, you just ask them, and that's Aziz. And we'll take another one. Did you get the import of his question?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have Robert from Bonafo. Where are you calling from, Robert?
Good morning.
Yes, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bonafo again. I'm calling from Goso.
Goso? Okay, please go ahead, Robert.
Yeah. Reverend, you're welcome.
Thank you.
It's a great delight listening to you this morning. You couldn't have said it better. And we really enjoyed it. The little contribution I will make is just that no matter where the other side is coming from, all that is needed is to respect life. He said, the little things as it is always count.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Robert.
Yeah.
And Aziz also hit just some points.
Yeah.
He says the times have
the
changed.
Western culture. That is, he's agreeing with me. You see, the Western culture has infiltrated our society so much that even this question of having sex and taking photographs and videoing it and putting it on
it's
Facebook.
all about the West. It's a foreign thing.
We're not doing these things before.
Yeah.
And other kinds of
phones.
sexual activities.
But by the time you left Ghana, we didn't have a lot of proliferation of phones now. So that time.
When I was young, I mean, cell phone didn't exist.
Oh, yeah.
Even when I was a little boy, there was no TV.
Yeah.
So we have allowed and lack of creativity on our part is one of our problems. We easily copy. If today they tell pure water is what is selling, pure water. Tomorrow is Brunuewu, and everybody is running after second-hand clothing. Creativity, and I see improvement.
So you feel that the copying too is wrong?
Yeah, they're copying blindly.
Okay, so
it doesn't mean don't, because this watch was not made in Ghana. I mean, a cell phone is not part of our culture originally.
Echo, you're calling from Elmina. Echo, please, your contributions.
Good morning. Very interesting contributions from the doctor. I had virtually an input. I noticed that most scholars like Doctor who write on marriages write very little on very young bachelors who are entering into marriages and who want to enter into marriages, people who have children already, or spinsters who want to enter into marriages with people with the children who already have. I think that issue should be written more your input from the doctor will help a lot. Thank you very much.
Okay, and do you also agree that either of those individuals could have also come out of a divorce situation or something like that?
Yes, it could be a divorce.
Are you in one of those situations?
Yes, I am. I am.
Okay.
I'm in a relationship.
So you need a tailor-made message for you. That's a call from Elmina.
Yeah, what he's saying is true. In other words, like, I don't see many books at all on single parenting.
No, but the point is that you see, you're preaching against divorce and that it shouldn't happen. So sometimes I think that by your own submissions, you're barred from making such comments.
In terms of
saying that, well, you can be single and still go out or go and marry because
when I say single parenting.
Well, because you may have come from a divorce situation.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's why I started by saying that we are humans, we are weak. That's what God knew. That is why, not that He made provision for us to do it, but He knew it would happen. Even after all, we are even told Christ was slain from the foundation of the world before even Adam and Eve sinned. Yeah, God had, in other words, checks and balances. He knew this would happen. Therefore, I make the plans for it. And the point I'm making here is agreeing with him that we should address that a lot, because in most places, in churches and society, we tend to neglect them.
Do you address that often?
I address it, but I don't have a book on it. I do.
Yeah.
In my book on parenting, I have a chapter on that.
All right.
But I realize something I've been talking about. I should write a book on single parenting. Because whatever, some of them is not because they married. I mean, this lovey in secondary school, then you have a child, and then
some too are from marriages.
From marriages.
Do admit that.
Yeah, some from marriages.
And we have from North Kaneshie, Ike.
Hello.
Ike, please, your contribution.
Good morning.
Morning.
Rev, I seem to be having a problem with my wife, and I don't know. I'm contemplating on divorcing her because now I think she doesn't respect. She does what she wants, and she thinks she's the boss of the house because now I'm having problem with my finances, and I'm thinking of when divorcing her if I happen to stand on my feet. Is it right? Yes. Am I right to do so?
Yeah, this is a case-by-case examination. I need to talk with you. My number is 0276 322 982. 0276 322 982. I'm very careful. One time I remember on GTV, they were asking this question. I said, look, an advisor is not a decision maker. In some instances, you leave the two people because some are tough. And I have, nowadays I tell people that no matter what happens, the two people really know what went on. You never know everything. So finally I leave the decision to them, but we can help with advice. And from the way he's talking, that's why I want to talk to him. I don't know how hard he had worked on the woman. And whether the woman understood the kind of man he was marrying. Whether certain things were in place. But the finance and things, they say, in tree is a map and idea where women like where there's money and good things. But it's not always true. You see, if there's a strong love and a bond to the point of Adam and Eve, even when it is disobeying God, Adam loved Eve so much, took the food. I'm not saying it was right. But the bond between husband and wife is weak in so many cases, where people are marrying more of the results than the person making time, hugging, touching, sustained kiss, foreplay before love making, sharing your vision with the person, making the person understand who you are. Aims, the book I wrote like 18 areas to prepare. You see, mid-term plan, short-term plan, long-term plan, all these are not there.
Okay, from Agodan Kwanta, we have Ike. Ike.
Yeah, Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for making that fantastic statement concerning harmfulness and other things in the woman. I want to ask if, for instance, your position is higher and then maybe your partner or your wife have respect for you, and then that humbleness is there. Then later on, maybe the woman rises more than you, and then the humbleness begins to dwindle. What are you going to do? I want an advice from.
Yeah. Well, if you're asking from Reverend Dr. Kisiro, not because I'm a reverend, I gave my heart to Christ 46 years ago. And to me, the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Knowledge is getting facts. Wisdom, how do you use the facts? Understanding is interpreting results according to the facts. For you to get understanding, you need knowledge. So you should know exactly what marriage is, a covenant relationship between one man and one woman for a common bond and a union. And then number 2, you share everything. Everything must be mutual as much as possible. And then number 3, you work together mutually, and it goes through seasons. So if a season has come and a woman has risen, wonderful. It means you married a good husband. You didn't destroy her. And if you don't train her and let her catch your vision, for you to have been working mutually all along, I'm not saying it can't happen, because even God, as the first parent, had problem with Adam and Eve. So I need to talk to you. It's wrong for the woman to do that, but you can still love her. See, avoid anger, and then does your ego come in first for you to begin to, now that you have said this and done this, sometimes 1 or 2 incidents, and you characterize the person disrespectful, and the rest follow.
But sometimes that's the truth. Sometimes it can be a bit unnerving.
And you work on her. The only way to change a woman in Ephesians 5:23 to 27, wash her with the water of the word. If the word of God, which is the lamp to our feet to know where we are, and light on our path, and it's strong there, heaven and earth shall pass, not his word.
When you're
Trust
broke,
God.
when you're a broke man, these things you're not able to
No,
do.
if you operate in darkness, you have problems. But if you operate in the light of God's word and God's power.
Okay, we have Salam, and Salam will be our last but one caller, because we have to do with 1 or 2 before we go again. And Salam.
Yes, please.
You're calling from Tamale.
Tamale.
Okay.
Yes, please. Good morning.
Morning.
I just wanted to contribute a little to what the Reverend was saying.
Please, you have the
You know,
liberty.
in most cases, marriages can fail when you have different ideas. That is, when your ideas are not following. And sometimes some people have hidden agendas that do not know what your partner is thinking of. So when that happens, the other one is expecting that I want to see that maybe my husband is like this, is like that, is like that. When I come home, I want to see this, I want to see that. Then maybe she doesn't see that. You see that she will then be following other ways to get to reach what she wanted already. So in that case, the man will lose control of her. And it is happening in Ghana because of the certain times, if the man loses control of the woman, it's because he cannot longer take care of the woman's needs. The needs have surpassed what the man can afford for the woman. So sometimes this hidden agendas is what is causing our marriage breakages in Ghana. That's what I just wanted to contribute.
Okay, you hold on there. We have Ahmed from Wa.
Okay.
Ahmed.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Morning.
I want to contribute to your program.
Please, do.
Why marriages are failing in Ghana? I think partly counselors are to be blamed.
Counselors?
Most counselors define successful marriages to the couple. When we are married, you said that individual marriages can work based on your own definition of what success is. And there's no standard marriage, successful marriage. But counselors will tell you that ABC, if you see ABC in your marriage, you are successful. So where ABCD are not working, you see your marriage as what? Failing. And in actual fact, most of the marriages are failing in Ghana because of what? The way counselors orientate us to see a successful marriage. And a successful marriage doesn't depend on what you may see as ABC. What the couple may see as successful, and you can work it out to your advantage. That is success.
Ahmed,
But yes,
are you a practicing Muslim?
yeah, I'm a Muslim.
Okay, and you have counselors as well.
Yeah, we are counselors.
Okay. Do you think that do you think that throughout your own experiences and the observations you've made, that counselors, whether they are Christians or Muslims, also tend to do what they do based on their own experiences?
Yes, so the Islamic point of view, they say that to marry a Muslim, a woman based on wealth, a religious background, there are many series of them. But the best among them is a God-fearing woman, someone who is God-fearing.
Okay.
So you can see if someone is God-fearing, and you think that's your priority, you are successful.
Okay, thank you.
It may not happen, but once it's got there, you are successful.
Well, thank you very much, Ahmed. I'm very grateful for that very contribution. So you see, the principles are all the same. It doesn't matter whether you if you're a Buddhist or.
But I agree with not that we blame them solely for a lot of failures in marriages, but counselors. There are all kinds of counselors making money. These days, people are ministering, prophets. And it's also a contributing factor, prophesying, matchmaking, and the counselors themselves. Some are not supposed to be counselors. They don't know their left from their right. And they are counseling. You see a 28-year-old pastor counseling some 35-year-old people who has broken off from a church, started a church, and word of knowledge, anointing of oil. People are going.
You mean he doesn't have the
bless my goat meat, bless my salt, bless my
He doesn't have experiences.
Oh, and like I said, you see, the one who counseled this northern lady, when I find it, should have brought out details. Like people say, be nice to yourself, communicate. They don't give details, communication, speak at the right time, the right place, use the right words, the right attitude, the right tone of voice. Practical things I can practice. But be nice to each other. Be patient. You say, when you're angry, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many times can I? When I'm so, it comes out. So it's not practical, good counseling enough. But I want to say that if you're interested in the welfare of your child, because when you love someone, which is the glue that joins the two people, love is not just an action, it's a set of action. There are 3 ways of showing love. You say it, you do it, you behave it. But love, you look for the welfare of the person, the interests of the person, the needs of the person, the rights of the person, and the person's opinions and inputs. When these are the feeling love is what people are using to marry. It's a big problem. Feeling. The feeling love, passionate love, is not what you use. It's only the spark that makes you look for welfare, interests, needs, rights, and opinions of people. So you go there. Love is not just a feeling. It's an act of the will, deciding to look for the best in the other person.
And you have this book, Marriages.
Yeah, you can get copies at Challenge Bookstore or Calvary Baptist Bookstore at Nkrumah Circle.
It's almost like you have it in series, right?
I have 17 books.
Okay.
This is the 17th
one. But you have Marriages and Courtships that break down. You have...
yeah, for each of the 22 reasons I have in the book, I've given solutions, suggested solutions for all of. So it's a whole counseling book over there. You can also get them at the Baptist Bookstore, opposite Anglican School at Amakom in Kumasi. Or you call my number or call 020-812-6533. 020.
With all this knowledge, do you have seminars and... Yes,
there is a seminar dinner for people who are married. Call 020-812-6533. 020-812-6533. It's on 16th of August, 5 to 9 at Home Touch Restaurant at Tradeford site. On Monday also, I have something for all counselors, pastors, leaders, potential counselors. It's free. The material is more than 10 pages. You get it free. It's sponsored at Tessano Baptist Church from 9 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. This coming Monday, 11th. Come over there. It's near the Tessano Police Station. Then on Monday evening, free counseling at Osu Presby Church from 6:30 to 8:30. You can avail yourself of that opportunity also. If you want to call me again, my number is 0276-322-982. My email is KISSEADOO. KISSEADOO at msn.com. Then go to my website. Free stuff. You don't pay for anything there. Things to look for. There's even how to satisfy your spouse sexually, and audio messages, how to know God's will. It's www.fruitfulministriesint.com. Ministries RIES. Fruitfulministriesint.com. Don't forget I have a broadcast on Joy, 99.7 FM, every Saturday morning, 5:30 to 6. So I talk live. So tomorrow morning you hear me live.
Okay, so when you're in the US, you also bring the recordings down?
Yeah, I actually send them by MP3.
Okay.
All
right.
Yes.
Thank you very much, and thanks for passing through. And
I will continue next week.
Definitely.
Then we go to details of the solutions.
We'll continue next week, same time.
Details of the solutions.
We'll go into detail, and this is my copy. I'll start reading them. So by the time I interview the next time, I'm well versed in all the black and white pages. So, okay, so that'll be it for now. Reverend Dr. Kisiedu, and Dr. Kisiedu is a microbiologist, is a professor of biology at, currently where?
Tidewater Community College in
Tidewater. Okay.
Yes, I used to be in Hampton University.
Okay, you've taught also at City University.
I did my PhD.
Okay, all right. So, thank you very much, and thanks for passing through. Next, we have a lot more for you on the show before we wrap up. Do stay on.